Your Houston Rockets lose Game 1 of the regular season.
Let's talk about it.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Summit State of Mind podcast, brought to you by the Apollo Podcast Network and sponsored by J Bar M Barbecue, the best barbecue in Houston, the best barbecue in Texas, and minutes from Toyota Center. Make sure to make them your pregame destination before any Houston Rockets game. And today, my guest for y'all is my man, Sheldon. What's up on, brother?
Oh, nothing much. Just it's a good day. It's always a good day whenever I get to be on the summit. So looking forward to it.
I don't know, man. I think it's a blessing for me, that I get to bring you on as a guest. I know that you are on Zero Gravity all the time, but it is such a pleasure always to bring you on. Look at that lovely Rockets hat, man. Look at that logo. See, I'm all about that. I am all about baby. The classic colors.
Oh, Love it's the best. We're way overdue for a rebrand.
Oh, man, trust me. I wish that there was a day in the near future in which we can have red and mustard yellow plastered everywhere. It's like they brought back the NBA Finals logo coming up for this year's finals. Like NBA on NBC. They're bringing everything back. Yeah. I feel like the time is now. John Cena. Shout out to John Cena. The time is now,
Yep, I know. I definitely know the John Cena reference, and I'm not just going along with it. Yeah, man, long overdue. Man. Let's bring it all back.
Absolutely, man. But the reason why we're here today, your Houston Rockets lost Game 1 of the regular season, 125-124, to the Oklahoma City Thunder. We've heard a lot of dialogue amongst fans about the outcome. But Sheldon, I want to know, what are your thoughts about this game? Let's look at the positives first. We had LP, KD. We had a lot of good things occur. What stood out to you the most?
Well, what stood out to me the most is that we are finally going to get a legit MVP candidate wearing red and black.
Ah, you love that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think Alperen Sengun, that's one of the best games I think he's had in a Rockets uniform. If you take into account the competition, not just like from a matchup one-to-one, but from a full team who he's having to go up against. Like, I think that's some of the most impressive ball he's played. He's obviously made huge strides as a shooter, even if the 5 for 8 is not going to happen every night. The fact that five went in, that's huge. And man, he just looks like he's riding that confidence from Eurobasket, and I'm loving every second of it.
Oh, man. I love that. Because, the way that he was playing, the aggression that he had, he seemed like he was in a little bit more control. Last year that there were times in which he would post up and go to the basket and be a little whimsical with his moves and didn't have like a second move prepared. From what I saw a couple nights ago, it just looked like Sengun was prepared. He had ABC moves, and he just was always ready for the next one. His shot might have been some of the most impressive shooting I've seen in a very long time from a big. I know a lot of the comparisons to Joker, Jokic. I understand it. It was just the way that he was confident about it. And he was knocking it down with ease, man. I don't know what it was. It was just he was in rhythm. He doesn't have Steven Silas in the back of his ear anymore talking about don't shoot threes.
Yeah. I really do think that was huge. There were a couple of them that he shot over the defender. He just caught in rhythm, like you said, whether it was on a skip pass, and some of them was just, I think one was Reed just dribbled over half court, passed it right to him above the break, and he just let it rip with the defender closing out. And I think those were probably two of the prettier shots even that he took. And so, it just looks like he's not overthinking it nearly as much as he was.
Yeah.
And the free throw numbers too.
Oh,
talking about the 5 for 8, whether or not that's real, whatever. Obviously, he's probably not going to shoot that percentage on a nightly basis. But
expectations are skyrocketing, dude.
Yeah, most of your people who follow shooting and stuff like that really like to pay close attention to the free throw numbers, especially for guys who are trying to improve. Because apparently, I'm no shot doctor, but apparently your free throw percentages and your consistency are a real sign of whether or not there's like an actual shooter in there. And so the fact that those numbers were much better and he shot a high volume of them, like super, super encouraged by that. Like, could be a crazy game changer for this team who desperately needs shooting if he can do that all year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you consider growth internal, we were all talking about having and adding Kevin Durant, a DFS, and improving on volume, shooting, and percentages. But if you got a guy like Alperen Sengun to complement guys like Jabari Smith Jr., who shoots the ball very efficiently and very well, Kevin Durant, the star that we acquired, man, I feel like the sky is the limit, man. I mean,
the ceiling is the roof.
Dude, there you go. There you go. Let the people know. 10 of 11 from the free throw line is nutty. He didn't miss one until I think maybe first OT, but I don't remember. I know. Remember. Oh, no, I think he missed in the fourth. It was one of those things. But the fact that he hit them all game, like you stated, the consistency with the volume is something that, people will like to pay attention to. And that's something that definitely shows a lot of what the potential is in terms of his performance. I mean, his line was nuts. It was 39 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. He even had 2 steals. Like 7 assists was a line that me and DJ had talked about previous episode that could be a potential barometer. The number I gave was like over under 7.5 assists. Look at the under, but I think that 6.5 to 7 is a very realistic number. And seeing that last night, not last night, 2 nights ago, barring double OT, dude, like it's not out of the question. Like he's gonna have the ball a lot, and you saw the way that the offense was run. It was just so impressive, man. I was so impressed at the effort. Granted, he was getting tired on the defensive end, which is normal.
It happens.
It's the first game of the season, but dude, I don't even know how to feel, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel great. I feel like nothing wrong can happen when it comes to at least my stock in Sengun. I think my favorite part, whenever I was looking over the numbers, all those things you just said, his box score is great. 20 points in the fourth quarter and then the overtime periods. So,
wow,
it's 20 points in 22 minutes, and he's not on the court that entire time. So whatever he actually played during that duration, he's just clutch. Oh, dude, he hit a few big shots, like game tying, go ahead buckets in there too. Just incredible. He looked like the star we've hoped that he would kind of blossom into. He's obviously had the moments. Obviously, this is only one game, but man, a lot to be excited for.
Absolutely. But I mean, let's touch on our other star, Kevin Durant. Fouled out, and literally with 2 seconds left in the game, double OT. The irony is on SGA, the new superstar against the old guard. Kind of wild, but his numbers: 23 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. He still shot 56% from the field, but he didn't hit a single 3, 5 of 6 from the line, especially that big miss in the fourth quarter that could have put the game away. But how do you feel about KD's performance considering it was just game 1?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot to say. I feel like I don't have a lot to say about his performance in particular. And I know we just kind of geeked about Sengun, and obviously Kevin Durant is in a completely different like threshold of player, at least all time. Also, sick pink Stanley. That's
dude, I know.
That goes crazy. Yeah.
It pairs well with me,
Yeah, it's perfect. Just bringing out some of that vibrant personality. I thought, we talked a little earlier, he looked a little passive. Seemed like he was kind of trying to find his place on the team.
Yeah.
And, he has every right to demand the ball. And some players were getting a little crap from the commentators about looking him off, and KD just standing there with his hands up. But, I'm happy that it doesn't seem like, at least at this stage, he's not the guy that's going to go like getting in someone's face because he's not getting his touches. But I'm sure over time he'll start to demand those more and more. And then, there's a little bit of lazy passing, or maybe lazy is not a fair word, but I wasn't super excited about the passing and a little bit of his handle. But other than that, it was what I expected. I mean, that midi is pure. It looks so good. And he did exactly what we have needed in bailing us out at the end of shot clocks and near the end of near the end of games when you just need a bucket to go down to stop the bleeding or to dig into a lead or whatever. He did that. And so I feel really comfortable with him having the line that he did and it feeling like there was more on the table, left on the table.
No, I completely agree with you. His passiveness could have rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And I mean, I've spoke with some other fans as well that have said that they weren't a fan of how passive he was. But in my mind, I think that what's going on is him joining this team and being the guy that he is, but also respecting the guard that is Sengun is the guy. Men Thompson is also here. Like I told you earlier today, it's got a little bit of that T-Mac effect from the first game of his Rocket career, trying to, not impede on Yao Ming. And that's kind of like where it felt like for KD, where he was just kind of like respecting Alp. Alp was having a good game and he was very efficient as well. So I understand where he was coming from in that regard. But at the same time, we know who Kevin Durant is. He is that guy. He should have been a little bit more demanding. I mean, there were definitely some issues in terms of getting him the ball or finding him at the end of the shot clock, and some of the guys going a little aggressive. I mean, there were a few guys that we were definitely frustrated with performance-wise that had the ball in their hands with the shot clock running down with KD on the court. And I was like, what in the world
what are we doing here?
Doing? Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, overall, the performance was a lot better than, I wouldn't say a lot better. I would say better than what I could have anticipated, granted how he did play. I wasn't expecting him to light the world on fire.
Sure.
I felt like it was going to be more subtle, and it was more subtle. 9 of 16 is nothing to sneeze at, but the 9 of 16 felt relatively quiet outside of his big bucket he had. Was it in the first OT? I think that layup. I don't remember.
See, the ends of the periods once you get after to the end of the fourth quarter, they all run together to me, and I can't remember exactly which one happened.
It was what is it? It was 22 minutes of chaos that I enjoyed purely.
Basically, I mean, I think you could more than 22 because the first 3 quarters were a little chaotic.
Touche. I feel like the whole game was just the entertainment value to start game 1 of the season was the NBA was just like, this is the dream. This is what we want every start. And it felt like almost a Western Conference Finals preview. I mean, I don't want to call it out now, but we talked about this months ago.
Yeah.
Months ago after the season ended, and talked about how this could be a preview. And sure enough, we got that kind of performance during that game.
Feels like it.
Huh?
I said, feels like it.
Oh, dude, absolutely. But you know what, Sheldon? We got a new sponsor for the summit. Let me tell you guys about Underdog. The NBA season is on your way. You got fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on the action. Playing Underdog's easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, assists, 3-pointers even. And I'll tell you this, get your picks right and you come up to 5,000 times up your cash. You heard that right. 5,000 times. We got a game going on this Friday, Sheldon. And you know what? The Houston Rockets are playing against Detroit Pistons. And one thing that I saw, Cade Cunningham, 8.5 assists. You know what? I'm going to go a little lower on that. The Rockets' defense is for real. I'm not sure if Cade's going to get off all those passes. Sheldon, what about you, man?
Well, I got to ride this high from game 1. Looking at Alperen Sengun, 1.5 3-pointers made, higher. Easy.
There you go, man. I like that pick. I like that. After 5 threes, 1.5. That sounds a little generous, Underdog.
It's going to let that thing fly. Free money.
Oh, absolutely. We're actually going to take that. You know that. But make sure everybody to download the app today and use promo code SUMMIT to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code SUMMIT. Promo code SUMMIT. SUMMIT. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. I'll repeat that one more time. Text HOPE-NY 467-369. All right, guys. Shout out to Underdog. But Sheldon, we talked about the highs. We got to talk a little bit about the lows, man.
We do.
We saw some performances from players that some may consider lackluster or even worse, according to the vocal ones on Twitter. But, let's touch on the first one. There's a man by the name of Tari Eason. Did not get his extension. And the numbers that were thrown around, I'm not sure about how legitimate those numbers were, but I read that there was potentially an offer about 5 years, 100 million with non-guaranteed years. And for Tari Eason and his health, I understand, like you stated, right? What were a little bit of the details that you read about, Sheldon?
Just what I was seeing on social media is that he was offered in something in the ballpark of 100 million, but there were some injury caveats in there. So I'm assuming it's going to be some like game requirements to activate different amounts of money. Only a portion of it guaranteed, probably the majority of it. But in order to tap into the full 100 million, I don't know. Maybe he's looking at, I feel like a lot of contracts were kind of getting rolled out. Obviously, those last 2 days of the extension deadline that were, I think, pretty comparable to that. And I guess the big kicker is the guaranteed money. That's the only thing I could think.
I mean, there's health out there as well. I mean, what is it? Christian Braun, 5 years, 125, a little bit more than Jabari Smith Jr. You got Tamani Kamara. What did he get? Like 5 years, 90 or 4 years, 90, I think.
I think it was 490.
490. So he got like 22 and a half. And I think Shadon Sharp got around the same amount of money as well. So, I mean, when you're comparing those guys and their numbers and their production on the court, you would feel that Tari could get similar money, but obviously health is a thing. But I understand from the Rockets' point of view, man, non-guaranteed years, the man has not been able to stay on the court consistently. But 2 nights ago, that game, man, Tari he didn't look right. He might have been a little bit in his head. A little bit. Had me a little bit worried. He just looked very unsure. He put the ball on the floor. I saw shades of Trevor Ariza. Every time Trevor Ariza would dribble back in the day, I would just be like, what are you doing? And that's how I felt watching Tari the other night. Sheldon, do you have any light touching thoughts on his performance? And are you worried about his performance moving forward due to this game one?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I was kind of worried about Tari coming into the season. I mean, he's a hardworking guy and is trying to earn every penny that he's asking for. And so I'm not necessarily worried about like entitlement creeping in. I think more than anything, I'm a little worried that the hard work and the effort will start to make him play a little unnaturally, like out of his role, out of his skills to try and really earn the money that he wants. And I just kind of hope that's not the case. I hope that he kind of figures out and the coaches can get to him and be like, hey, we love what you do. We just want to make sure you can be on the court to do it. And hopefully they can go from there. So, I've got like a little bit of fear, but in the same way, I don't want to get too high on the good things from game one or too low on the actual like basketball court things from game one. I'm going to try and do the same with Tari because he's been one of my favorite Rockets. He's earned like so much of my respect, and it was a weird end of the offseason. I'm just going to try to wait it out. I don't want to overreact too much to it.
I like that. I mean, don't get too high, don't get too low. I'm the kind of person in my personal life where it's like, you got to take the highs and the lows together and take them in the same way. Don't like get too married to one or the other and accept them as it is. So, I mean, like moving forward, I think that Tari will be okay. I do understand what you're saying though, in terms of his effort. The effort will be something that'll be very, what's it called? Looked at with a magnifying glass. See a lot more. You don't want to see him like put the ball on the floor more, driving the bucket. We've seen him throughout the years he's been here getting to the bucket and losing handles or bouncing the ball off the backboard a little too hard. We seeing shades of Corey Brewer. But I mean, Tari Eason has definitely earned a little bit more of my respect, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good player. I'm just hopeful that he can stay healthy and that he will earn his contract here. And I would love for him to stay in Houston. That's the ideal thing.
100%.
I want him to stay. But we got one more guy. One guy that everyone was kind of clamoring for and everyone was hoping to see. And that was Reed Sheppard.
Yeah.
His performance felt a little lackluster, but considering his age, it was just, like we had expectations, and I think that was a little bit unfair to him to think that he was like the world on fire. He had 2 threes that were huge. It helped out a ton, but
yeah,
it was just a little underwhelming, and that's okay. We got to give the man some grace. Like you said when we were talking earlier, you said this was the most important game he's played in his career, and he kind of played like it a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah. Game still looked like it moved kind of fast for him, and he got blown by a ton on defense. So, we don't have to sugarcoat it. As soon as he planted both feet, the defender was by him, including guys like Lou Dort, and he was getting hunted constantly.
Mm.
And I don't think that is a death sentence. I don't think that means that's the Reed we're always going to see.
Mm-hmm.
He did look a little more willing to shoot than he has, a little less scared to shoot.
You like that, though.
That's
why
that.
He's here.
I don't mind him missing if the mentality is there. There were still moments where his vision was on display, made a couple of just like really smart passes, even if they weren't super flashy. And I think the most important thing for him is just, like we said with the shooting, is just reps, reps, reps. He's just got to be on the floor, and he's got to fail. Like, he's not going to get any better and be able to work through any of the issues or shortcomings that kept him off the court last year if he's not getting to play.
Yeah.
And so it ultimately comes down to how long of a leash do the Rockets want to give him to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their prerogative. And I trust them that they'll make the right decision either way, whether it's to stand pat or to make a move. But yeah, same thing with Tari. I'm not going to freak out over one game. This is a team that's coming off like a historic defensive season.
Mm-hmm.
Just constant ball pressure, just fresh legs. Like, everyone who's going to touch the court for OKC is a solid defender, like at worst.
Yeah.
And some of them are like full-on linebackers trying to take you out of the game. So it's just like, yeah, there's just like constant adversity. And so I want to see him, get to play a normal rotation against bad teams too. And, I want to see what it really looks like. And I think the front office is the same way. But yeah, underwhelming. But if you can zoom out and see the spec that game one is in the course of an 82-game season,
yeah,
you say like, okay, this is not the end. Everything could be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, they'll adjust accordingly.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I was impressed a little bit with his playmaking as well. You could see the feel. And there were some plays where he was playing a little too quick, and Ime was even like, slow it down, and you could see the process in his brain, and the game may look a little fast to him right now, but you can tell that he's making the correct reads, just the timing of it all, correct? And when the timing is there could be bigger problems for opposing teams. I mean, I told you earlier, like, to me, how this season may play out, I can see a little bit of shades of 96, 97. When Matt Maloney became the starter for the Houston Rockets alongside a multitude of Hall of Famers, Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, Akeem Olajuwon, and then Mario Elie was there. I think for Reed Sheppard, that could be a really good position for him to be in. And I envision him making big shots later in the season. I'm not trying to completely write him off. I understand. Because, I mean, when I was watching the game, I was like, God, get him off the court. But at the same time,
tough. Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, you got to give him baptism by fire, because at the end of the day, with this kind of performance, game one against the defending NBA champs minus Jalen Williams, it's fine. Like, most of the roster was there. Alex Caruso wasn't somebody that you take lightly. Everyone that was on the floor was going to pressure you no matter what. This team was built. They built this team to win a title. They did that, and now they're trying to repeat. So I understand that for Reed, it could be a little overwhelming. I can see him having better games moving forward. I'm not going to be too worried about it, but we'll see how it goes, man. I don't know. But we do have a game Friday. Sheldon, man, I'm excited. It's the home opener for the Rockets. KD's
let's go.
First real game in Houston. I want to know, man, before we go home here, I want to hear a little prediction. Sheldon,
okay.
Give me. Well, actually, you know what? Let's backtrack. Let's not go prediction just yet.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to touch on in terms of, we got Amen and Asar. Hopefully Amen's better with and then we got Cade Cunningham coming to Houston. No more Jalen Green, unfortunately, so there's not going to be as much bad blood.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you feel that the Rockets need to do in order to beat Detroit?
Man, I think if they play the defensive game that they are capable of, they should be able to win comfortably at home. Mm-hmm. I think the offense will look better than it did on Tuesday. And so just because of the strength of the opponent. Detroit's no slouch. Obviously, they're good. But
yeah, I agree with
I expect the offense looks a little cleaner just because they're not playing such a brutal defense. And the defense that we have is such a great floor raiser. Mm-hmm. That I'm looking forward to a comfortable, almost kind of statement win to sort of to actually start the season, to really kick it off. You get to play in front of your home fans, play this team that you've kind of had a relationship with, and I guess still do with the Twins, but not so much. And if Amen doesn't have 11 turnovers, we probably win on Tuesday. So if he does it, if he cleans it up this game, then we should win. But
yeah, man. I mean, like you stated, Detroit isn't a slouch. They're a good team, but we're a better team. I do anticipate a low aggression to the mean shooting wise for Sengun, but I think that he'll still get 25. I think 25 should be easy for him. KD, I think he'll get more than 23. This will be his first game at home. It'll be a bit easier of an opponent for him in terms of the defense that he's going to see. So I think he'll play a lot better. And I will say this: I think we're going to get a Tari redemption game. He only scored 3 points, I think, against OKC. I think he gets to 10 or 12. I think that Tari will play a lot better. He'll play a lot more composed. Being at home in front of the fans, I think that I don't think he'll blow the light off the building, but we're going to hear some loud dunks, thunderous dunks from our boy, and just to get him right back on the track.
Yeah, he knows. He knows he played bad, and he obviously wants to correct it. So yeah, I think, and we're running the double bigs too, so we're gonna have a huge size advantage against Detroit because both their bigs that they run out there a little undersized. So
I like it. I mean, I'm really a big fan of the double big lineup. Steven Adams, that's my guy. Favorite New Zealander, love it. All here for it. He had 13 rebounds last game too, man. So
dude, he was insane.
Dominant. But before we go, I want to know, what is your prediction for the score for Friday?
Yeah, I'm going to go Houston winning. I'm going to go 108-95.
Ooh, man, dominant. You said statement. That's a statement done right
there. Double-digit win, mostly held up by the defense, but the offense looks solid.
I like that. I do. I think that this game will be a little bit closer. I think it's going to be 110-103 Rockets. I think we pull away in the fourth. We're going to see some good old Kevin Durant bucket making with less than 5 minutes to go in the game, and he'll put the game away. Him and Sengun, the two-man game, I think that it's going to be very, very good. I'm just excited for all the home fans to witness this amazing team. Sheldon, man, before we go, let the world know where they can find you, brother.
Yeah, you can find me on the artist formerly known as Twitter, at Shelly Noor, SHELLYNORR. Also, once a week on the Monday episode of Zero Gravity with my guys Stoney and Josh Basketball Garcia.
Man, you love that. I love that show. Shout out Zero Gravity to my boys, Sheldon, Josh, and Stoney. Definitely a loyal listener. Gotta support my boys from Apollo. Salute. But, everyone make sure to follow me on all socials at JP_Mirabueno. Make sure to follow our podcast on Twitter at Summit, SOMPOD. Follow us on Instagram at Summit State of Mind _POD. Make sure to follow our brothers, our familia over here at Apollo HOU and all socials, but make sure to hammer down, click on that subscribe button at Apollo HOU on YouTube. We're at 16.1K subs. Let's get that up. I want to hear that. I want to see that number get higher. Shout out to Underdog. 16.2. Can we get it? We need it. I think we need it. But anyways, let's hope these Rockets get this win. Come on, guys. I'm begging you, please. Let's get win number 1 of the season. Let's start off again on the right foot. All right. Go Rockets. Go Apollo. Go Summit. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Yeet.